Alright, guys, this is the new episode of Tumbling Podcast of Flesh. It's been a minute. This is Corey's Crypt.
This is BG Reviews.
Yeah, we got kind of a special guest. Well, I wouldn't really call him special, but we got a get. No, I'm just playing.
Nah, fuck off.
Nah, but we got a guest today, which is homeboy Will from.
Tell me how do you leave that shit?
Yeah, he's people listening may know him from the 22 Shots horror page. He made the logo for their merch and everything, so it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Or his girlfriend made the logo.
The bitch.
Yeah, man. He's from. You're from Canada, right?
Yeah, from Quebec City.
Yeah, man.
Represent.
So I'm the only American on this podcast now.
Yep.
Anyway.
We have a plan. We're slowly going to convert you into a Canadian.
You're the only one with a hurricane over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You don't got no luck down there.
Yeah. I figured, yeah, man, it sucks. Florida, there's the cool things about Florida, but really bad things too, man. Meth heads are the cool thing, but the hurricanes are the bad part.
Yeah, like shootings and shit.
Yeah.
No, hurricane's going to take care of the meth heads. They're just all going to be sat out there watching it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. And,
Yeah.
man, we just watched that movie Crawl, too. That Gator movie.
Oh,
About the hurricanes,
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Does that...
Huh?
Do you suppose that would actually happen?
It could. I mean, on the interstate and stuff and highways around here, there's like gates that keep the gators away. But if a hurricane blew that gate down, this whole town could get overrun by gators.
I actually did a rewatch of some of my favorite Gator films.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
dude, I watched how was it called? Blood Surf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I saw that one.
I remembered it as being a fucking piece of shit, but it's actually pretty fucking good, man. It's actually a fun ride. I mean, for an early 2000 movie, it's kind of alright.
You getting that?
Can't go wrong with that.
Speaking of alligator movies, are you Will? Are you getting that Severin release of Alligator 1 and 2?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just waiting for payday to come.
Yeah, you getting that, Glenn?
I've been thinking about it. I mean, you know, I've said before, sometimes, at least where I am up here, the prices on like Severin releases and stuff tend to be quite high. I don't know why.
Damn.
So I might import it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty hyped for it. I'm always down for better gator movies.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest. Alligator is not a good film. I mean,
Oh, isn't? I haven't seen it.
It's kind of cheesy. You know, I always put it in like it's like cheesy fun.
Man, y'all got me nervous to buy it now.
I think it would
it's
be-
alright. I had a fun time with it, but it's nothing of amazing. I mean,
Yeah, did you see Crawl?
No one's gonna.
yep.
Yeah, what'd you think of that one?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fuck of it. I mean, the old settings, the effects were pretty good too. There's actually someone I know in Quebec City who worked on this movie.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a fun time. I mean, again, it's nothing of sort of amazing, but it's pretty. I mean, it's decent. I had a fun time with it. I won't see it like 2 times like I did with Child's Play or Blackburn or something like that. But I had a fun time. It's alright.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
So I figured we should probably just ask Will a few questions, get our listeners to know him, and then kind of just talk about releases coming out or horror news and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So Will, like, what do you remember? What's the first horror movie you remember seeing, or like the first movie that like caught your interest into collecting horror?
The first horror movie I saw was probably like 6 or 7 years old or something like that. was actually Jaws, that special edition 2 VHS release of it.
That was a great set.
Yeah.
Nice.
I remember digging through my uncle's stuff and like searching for something to look up, and then I came across Jaws. Didn't know what it was. Never heard about it either. So there was something about the poster, the whole thing that kind of grabbed my attention. So I popped it in, and that's pretty much where my love of horror started.
Is it still one of your favorite horror movies now, or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I mean, Halloween, Jaws, and Alien are my 3 favorite horror movies of all time.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's some good choices right there.
3 bona fide classics.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm speaking about Halloween 2019, right?
Yep, there you go.
Was that a joke, or are you serious?
No, it's a joke, man. 78 all the way.
Oh, man. No, but the 2018 one was dope, too, though, man.
Yeah, definitely.
What were your thoughts on it, Will?
Yeah,
I don't think I
did
ever knew your
say
thoughts on it.
2019?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2018. Sorry, my bad.
Well, it's close enough. I mean, it was
Yeah, we
right
knew
on
we
the
knew which one you were talking about.
What are my thoughts on Halloween 19? Like I love to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't bullshit you. I love it. Just to get my ass in the theater to watch Halloween, a new Halloween movie got me hyped, and I mean I almost cried when that whole rotten pumpkin like took form again.
Oh yeah, that was sick,
mean,
man.
I mean, I had goosebumps.
Yeah, that was a great moment in the theater, man. Just seeing that again on the screen, or just seeing a variation of that classic opening.
Yeah. But I would have kept. There are some good things to it. I mean, there are some decent kills. The soundtrack is absolutely amazing. I love that soundtrack.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I really love that soundtrack. I got an LP of it. I mean, it's probably spin once a week. In the crib. I mean, I really dig it. The acting wasn't bad. I mean, you can't go wrong with Jamie Lee Curtis, but the whole Halloween 18 situation is, I would have, as a fan of the whole franchise in general, except maybe for Resurrection, fuck that movie, but I would have kept something to link the thing together, except the remake, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, 1, 2, even 3, like me and BDG talked earlier before you came on.
Yeah.
You piece of shit. Like they did with some Easter eggs and shit, but the old I mean, I grew on the whole sister brother thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if they retconned it in the actual film,
yeah,
I couldn't help myself but to think they were still brothers and sisters, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. It was hard to forget that too. I actually didn't even think about it, honestly, but now that you have brought it up, I was like, I had forgot that they even retconned that they weren't brother and sister.
Halloween 2 is one of my all-time favorite horror franchise, along with, like I said earlier, again, Amityville 2, Poltergeist 2, Child's Play 2, Jaws 2. Jaws 2! I hope you hear that, Mooch. Jaws 2! So, yeah, to get...
Wait, you didn't say Nightmare on Elm Street too, also?
Nightmare on Elm Street? Nah, that's for facts. No,
man.
don't get me wrong. I love A Nightmare on Elm Street too, but my personal favorite A Nightmare on Elm Street is, of course, like everyone else, Part 3, even over the original.
Yeah, this is gonna blow your mind, man.
Yeah.
Part 4 is my favorite.
Oh, Part 4 is pretty good too, man. I
Yeah.
mean, the remaster. I don't really dig the look of Freddy in the remaster. That's kind of where he started to look a little rubbery on the side, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I
That's
like about
true,
it. That it had that rubber look on a lot of like all the effects and everything.
Oh, we got a robber's lover.
Yeah, I just got to put this out there. Part 5 is an abomination.
Oh
The
man,
Dream Child.
dude, I love
I
Part 5, dude.
hate it. Oh,
But
I'm-
somewhat.
I've been watching the series again, and I'm up to Part 5 now, and I just really don't want to watch it again.
Part 5's
Someone
the one with
actually,
the artist, right? Has
someone
that like
actually,
oh my bad, man.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Let's go, man. It's my first time podcasting, man. I mean, I can do some errors sometime. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good, man. I was just saying
Oh.
that Part 5 is the one with the comic book artist, right? And it's
Yeah.
Super Freddy. Dude, you don't like that movie?
I don't like it for, well, mainly for the reason that there's 3 kills in the entire movie.
Yeah, I feel
That's
you. It's
it.
such a fun movie, though, man.
It is fun, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like the Freddy that we've known up to Part 4. It almost feels like a completely different character in Part 5.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Then Part 6 is completely different.
Yeah,
I always used to say that. I always used to say in that said. Sorry, I'm French Canadian, by the way. So, but I always used to say that after Part 4, Freddy looks like I mean, the dude who rolls like big ass blunts and enjoy his time, you know.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like you'd want to
It's
you want
true.
to chill with them, you know what I mean? Just roast the teenagers and stuff and slaughter them.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Up to Part 4, he was, he was really jokey in Part 4.
Yeah.
But he was still a villain.
See, I thought he was the most menacing in Part 2, actually.
Oh, I find Part
I
2
agree.
just
I agree on that. I
creepy.
agree. Totally.
he's just I loved the makeup in Part 2. I loved like the hook nose and everything, and like the almost like witchy looking
Yeah.
makeup.
But when
And
he
it
when
just was,
He looks like he looks how wet and
yeah,
yeah, and I think
slimy.
in that documentary they said they even made his eyes like dark and everything, and to
Yeah,
change the
they
whole
were, like,
look. And but that
weird
scene
things.
where he rips through Homeboy's chest and like pops out, you know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
like a chest
That's a-
burst or whatever. That's
that's a
what
damn
that's the
good
best
effect.
kill I think in the whole entire franchise. Still,
it is. It's just so. I don't know. I remember when I first saw that, I didn't see that scene coming at all.
yeah, it's so good. It holds up to this day. Like it looks, it doesn't look fake at all.
No, and I just love the fact that like the claw starts coming out of like his arm, and his arm starts like coming apart,
Yeah,
and it's just so almost like brutal.
yeah. Did you
you
see
know what? I think A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 would work actually better if it was the first one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can see that.
yeah. They could
I
do. Yeah,
mean,
either way.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely works. I mean, it's
'Cause
one of the better sequels.
Freddy's not really revealed until except for the few nightmare scenes. You never get a really full decent look at Freddy
Yeah,
until the pool party massacre. You know.
Yeah. That if you put it
So-
that way, that would have been more fitting for the first movie, because Part 1 you see him like
Yeah.
early on.
Yeah. One thing I always thought, though, both Part 1 and Part 2 did really well, is they kept him in shadow quite a lot.
Yeah. Had him in the
Which is
darkness
something-
and everything. And then all the other ones were broad day.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's one thing with Part 4, you know, like, he's on a beach.
Putting sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and it's just...
That's when he was
like,
on his Tom
Part
Cruise
5
swag.
Exactly. And with, like, Part 5, you know, where he was, like, every shot looked like he had a light under his face, shining in his face.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, all the makeup always, in Part 5, looked, like, very much like someone just, like, blew up a condom and shoved it over his head.
Yeah.
Can't say you're wrong on that.
Yeah. So another question for Will, man. Huh? Go ahead.
Oh, speaking of Freddy, like we were speaking like serious Freddy, comedic Freddy. One of the better Freddys, in my opinion, kind of reminiscent of Part 3 is actually the Freddy from Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, I dug that look, man.
I always dug the Freddy vs. Jason simply because it showed him being actually, like, brutal.
Yeah, the only complaint I had about him was the narration, though. Like, the narration, man, kind of got on my nerves a little bit.
It also annoyed me he only had one kill.
Who, Freddy?
Freddy. Jason got every other kill. Freddy had one.
Well, Freddy had that one where it was the stoner turning in, and Freddy's the slug or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, the one that actually killed him was Jason. He hacked him in half.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, never mind. You're right.
Yeah, the only kill he got is the ginger in the bath, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a badass kill though. Just the imagery of it, man. Like, that kid's freaky looking to begin with.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna say it right now, and it's gonna get some hate. I still like the remake.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, I can't agree with you on that.
That's a whole other topic.
Man. Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, yeah, it's not a good movie. I'm not arguing it's a good movie, but it had elements that just could. There was so much potential.
Like what?
I loved the whole child
molester thing.
No, I love the whole. I love the idea that he might not have been guilty. What I always wanted with that, I wish at the end it had turned out that, like, what they killed him for, he hadn't actually done, but he was going to.
Yeah.
I got you. I get what you mean.
The CGI ruined that movie for me.
You're speaking of Freddy Krueger, man.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger isn't about that. I mean, he's a bad guy. He's a slasher. He's a villain.
That's true. I mean, like, no doubt about it. I wanted him to be like a scumbag. I wanted him to be like, maybe he'd killed people before, but I wanted it to be like, almost like there was like a karmic loophole that, like, because the parents had killed him for like molesting the kids or whatever, if he hadn't actually done that, it gave him the ability to come back, you know, and make it like
as a revenge plot twist.
Yeah,
but
but
what you mean?
Make it that, like, the parents' actions, like, had they not done anything, if they hadn't done anything, justice would have done its thing. You know, he would have been arrested, he would have been maybe executed or whatever, and that would have been it. But because they took the actions they did, not purposely, but their actions directly led to him becoming what he did. I just think there was so much potential there that was completely missed.
Yeah, the only thing I liked about that movie, man, was that opening scene where the dude slits his neck in the diner, and
that's a great scene.
That blonde,
the opening scene.
Yeah, and that blonde girl.
That was decent. Yeah.
What was her name? Yeah. Was it Tina in the movie? The straight blonde hair girl, dude. Just because she was fine, dude. Like, it's been probably 8 years since I've seen it, and I still remember that blonde chick.
Yeah, I wish her
Got
death
him
had
blue
been
balls.
I wish her death scene had been a lot more bloody.
Yeah.
I wish they'd
The
done
biggest
how they did in
travesty
the
with that is they copied scenes from the original, but added so much shitty CGI, dude. Like that scene where Freddy's coming out of the wall.
Looked worse.
Oh my god, it was bad,
yeah,
dude.
That's
yeah.
atrocious, man. That's
And then the
ugly.
blood when she drops from the ceiling or whatever, and the blood, it just looked awful,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they should have done a lot more practical blood, and I mean a lot more. Like when you see those cuts appear on her in the remake, I would have wanted geysers of blood. I would have wanted that room to be completely red by the time it was over.
Yeah. What'd you think of Freddy's voice in the remake, though?
I didn't mind it because I got the reason I kind of liked it was it gave the idea of like almost like the thought of like scorched vocal cords.
Yeah,
You know,
I get it.
like he breathed in the fire and it had like roasted his vocal cords a bit. I
Yeah.
tell you what, I dug. Go on.
No, go ahead. Finish, man.
I dug the idea. Well, not so much the idea. I dug Jackie Earle Haley's performance, and I liked some of his threats. You know, he didn't have any of the jokes that Robert Englund had, but he had like that one scene where he's like taunting the guy, and he's essentially like what are you crying for? I haven't even cut you yet. You know, I just love that. It's just so like dark, and it's like the fact, you know, like not even giving him any hope that he's not going to get cut.
Yeah. It's
just the fact, like,
hard to defend
you
this
are
movie,
gonna
man.
bleed.
It's just...
I kind of dig his voice though. There's something like ghoulish about it.
Yeah, it's creepier. It's a lot more guttural and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's something. That's a voice you could put on. I mean, you could use for a possession movie or something like that. I mean, it's ghoulish. It's devilish. You know. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I think it's well. I mean, I really don't love the look of Freddy in the remake. Really don't. I don't like it. I think it's complete and utter trash. I don't like it. But take out the look, man, and just that voice can give you the creeps. I mean,
Yeah.
I love it. I love that voice, man. I love it.
Yeah, man.
I think, you know, I don't know, maybe they should have like done it as like a sequel, almost like a standalone sequel movie, and not tried to retell the original story.
Yeah, that's exactly what they
like,
should have done.
Friday
Not
the 13th?
copied any scenes.
Yeah, just done something completely original.
Yeah.
You know? And of course, I always kind of dug. Robert Englund brought up a point which I think would be kind of neat. You know, the idea that like every person that sees Freddy would see him different. You know, they'd all have the same basic things. Like, you know, there'd be the glove, there'd be the hat, there'd be the red and green sweater, there'd be burns, but every person would see him differently. So you could have like maybe 4 different actors
Something
playing
like
Freddy. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah,
based off their fears or something like that. You know.
yeah. You could just keep like the basics of it, but change it around for each person. It would be a way to, you know, add different actors in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, Robert's getting on there in age. He has said though that he does feel he has another one in him.
And then he's saying he wants Kevin Bacon, but it's like Kevin Bacon's getting old as hell too. You know what I mean?
He is, but I mean, from what I've heard, he's actually kind of down for it.
As long as he
I
throws
don't
a
really
couple
see
of them.
Bacon as a Freddy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, let's be honest, no one is going to live up to Robert Englund.
That's why I feel like if you're a horror movie and you don't wear a mask, just leave it alone. You know what I mean? It's not like a Michael Myers mask where you could have anybody. Like,
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like with someone like Freddy, you should just leave it alone.
Yeah, either that or make it part, like I said, part of the mythology that different actors could come in.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, hell, you could make it like Doctor Who. You could have a different actor for every movie. There you go. Freddy Krueger, the Doctor Who of horror.
Yeah, I got another
Never
question.
thought I'd heard that one time in my life, but
I got another question for Will though, man. What do you when you're like looking for new horror movies, like what's your favorite kind of like subgenres? Like slashers or found footage or you know what I mean, creature features or like what do you mainly look like into?
honestly, I would say that I don't really have a specific genre of films that attracts me more than another. But I mean, I'm a sucker for like slashers, paranormal shit. I mean, things like I mean, The Nun wasn't good. Curse of La Llorona wasn't good, but it's still part of a universe that I like. So, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, that really depends on what gets my attention, my eye. You know.
Yeah.
It can be shit can be a question of posters, artwork, trailer, rumors. I mean, it's really up to what I see. You know.
Yeah. All right, man. Is there a certain like decade you're into, or do you watch like 60s, 70s, 80s? Yeah, it's best movies, man.
80s for sure, man. Oh yeah, man. I said, I'm a sucker for slashers, man. I mean, 80s slashers are really my cup of tea. The Burning up to Just Before Dawn and shit like that. I love it.
I was just telling Glenn a little bit ago, I've been on a huge 80s slasher kick. Like, that's pretty much all I've been buying recently are just 80s slashers and like just VHS, like 80s VHS trash.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that, honestly. I mean, it's always a fun time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's really hard to screw up a slasher film.
Yeah, I just get in those moods where I want to watch just straight slashers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I watched one pretty recently. I saw it when I can't remember the exact company, but when they put this out, I watched it and I rewatched it lately, and it really grew on me. I loved it back then. I love it even more now. Death Spa.
I love that, dude. I was telling Glenn about that.
I keep seeing the cover and I'm like,
the transfer is beautiful.
Transfer is
beautiful.
Brilliant.
I was telling Glenn that I was like, dude, when the title card came up and I saw it in HD, I was like, God damn, it looks better than Arrow and everything. I was shocked.
It's a VS Vinegar Syndrome level of transfer. Really, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I had bought that this year because I wanted it since it came out, dude. But it never dropped below $25. Like I kept checking Amazon, it was in my cart, and it just never dropped in price. After like 5 years, I'm like, I gotta buy this. So I just finally bought it, and I kicked myself for waiting so long. It's such a fun movie.
The one who put him out is actually Gorgon Video.
Yeah, Gorgon Video.
Releasing. But
they used to be big
I
back
never
in the
heard
80s,
of
right?
them after that.
They did
Never
Faces
heard
of but yeah, that's their only new thing. They did that and a Texas Chainsaw Massacre box set. Remember that like Black Dahlia version or whatever, or Black Maria version? Remember it was like in a semi box. Yeah. It's weird. Gorgon Video put that out, but they didn't put the regular Blu-ray. It was really bizarre. And then they did Death Spa and a movie called Evils of the Night, and then they stopped.
That's weird. I mean, like a title like Gorgon Video. I mean, it's just it.
Well, they did
It just
Faces of Death in the 80s. That's what they were started as.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you'd think they'd keep that like imprint going. Like somebody would keep it going because I mean that's just a great name.
That would make a badass like back piece too, like on the shoulder blades, man. That logo with the Medusa head and you know what I mean, the
yeah.
Gorgon Video.
Yeah, that would look sweet.
Yeah, man.
But Glenn, you gotta grab that shit, man. That shit looks good. It's a fun time. Really, 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 really.
Yeah,
gotta
if
grab
Glenn ends up grabbing it, we could all three of us could do like a special on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down for it. A special in it, and a special on fucking Sledgehammer, man. I'm a sucker for SOV2, and
Oh, dude, that's some of my
Intervision.
favorite. Intervision, bro. That's one of my top 3 favorite labels, dude.
yeah, it's under Severin, I think.
Yeah, that's who owns it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
But-
see Murder Lust yet from Intervision?
Nope, never seen it.
You got to get that one, man. And it's a slasher. Intervision put out about a dude. He's like a pastor at a church, and then at night he's killing prostitutes.
Well, I guess it's better
That
than
sounds good, man.
screwing little boys. But
Yeah, it's badass, man. One of Intervision's best. And if you haven't got Dream Stalker by Intervision, that's badass too.
I own it.
You
Never
have-
saw it though.
It's like a VHS trash version of Nightmare on Elm Street, except it's like Freddy that rides a dirt bike.
What the fuck?
It's badass, man.
You've got me sold right there.
The Burning Moon too looks pretty
Oh,
damn
that's
fine.
it's. Have you seen it?
Classic too.
Yeah, the Burning Moon. You haven't seen that?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That's like Intervision's
I
best,
saw it
man.
years ago.
That was my favorite SOV flick till I saw Sledgehammer. And I mean, Blood Lake is a fucking piece of trash, but
Oh, I
Dude.
love Blood Lake. Yeah.
you got life in half hour of people skiing, and I mean, it's like the band that actually provided the soundtrack for that movie didn't have the budget to shoot a video for their shit. So, I mean, it looks like they just take that, play that like all you want, and they did something.
Oh yeah, they
with it.
were fluffing the time to get it theatrical or to get a release. You know, speaking of
Blood
it,
Lake was awesome.
oh yeah, you have that DVD that who put that out? AGFA and Bleeding Skull.
Yep.
Yeah, it's badass. And then they did that Ninja Zombie. There was another shot on video flick that was sick.
Actually, I ordered it, but in Quebec City, mail really sucks. It got lost.
Damn.
So I got a refund, and I never got around to buy it back. But
You
really, in Quebec City, I mean, post mail in Quebec City really fucking sucks. I mean, the best example I can give you is Post Canada. I sent something to Moose one time. I sent the Silent Night, Deadly Night figure,
Oh yeah.
and to express ship it to him, Prince George, BC. I mean, it's in Canada. I mean, it's not far from Vancouver, and I'm in Quebec City. I mean, it should be pretty easy to get through. But that shit cost me $52.
Damn.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
shipping
bad.
fees, man.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, like here down in Ontario now, we have this thing. It's like you buy like a box, and as long as it'll fit in, it'll ship for a certain price. I think that's a cool idea, but it's only in Ontario. You know?
Yeah, I might move to Ontario now that I think about it.
Yeah. You know, but it's the thing. It's like when I send stuff down to you, Corey. You know, it's not like cheap, but it's not overly. It's not like $50 or anything.
Yeah.
I think I think the most I've ever paid to ship down to you. I think I paid $30 once, and that was when I sent that record and everything, and that was just because it was a big ass box.
How much did you pay to send me your BDG Selects?
I sent you that. That was about $12.
Oh, you got it pretty cheap, man.
Yeah.
Oh, why'd you send him that same one I had with the?
No, it was some other stuff. It was just some some discs. It had some Unearthed type stuff and
okay,
the Midnight Skater I put in there and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
I heard of that. Yeah, the Midnight Skater.
I love that movie. It's horrible. Let me just put it this way. There's a scene where there's a guy, and he's slapping himself on the ass with a severed arm, and this is the line that he says at the time. That's the best sex I've ever had, with a dead body whose arm I cut off and I was using to slap myself on the ass.
Wow, what a loser!
I know.
That sounds like Jeremy from the 22 Shots.
Oh man, it's the sort of thing. It's crazy, but it's a really you can tell that the people that made it, you can just feel like the love, that they were having a great time making this movie, and it was just we're gonna have real fun making this.
Yeah,
and
man.
you can just tell it's awesome.
Is there a DVD available of it, or do you have to download it and stuff?
There is, but it goes for $170.
Oh man.
That's why he ripped it for me. I mean.
Yeah. I found my copies at a used store, so I got them for $4 a piece, luckily.
Damn.
But recently, someone was trying to sell one for $160 or $170 on Amazon, and it was I think someone paid it.
Wow.
Speaking of, I got a question for y'all. Mm-hmm. What's the most expensive piece you found for a couple of bucks?
Oh man. Yeah, that's a hard one, man.
Yeah.
See, I don't get that lucky with stuff. I'm more I get more lucky with records than I do movies, because there's not really a whole lot of movie stores around me anymore. I have to order everything online.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably with me it would be Midnight Skater. I mean, just for sheer, cost to value rating.
I guess mine would probably be the the 2000s Twilight Zone, the one that Forrest Whitaker did.
Yep.
Yeah, I found that on eBay for $15, and it goes for $75-$80 now on eBay. But other than
I saw
that,
it on eBay.ca for $95, I think.
Yeah, man, and I got it for 15 not that long ago, and it was right I think it's when people didn't realize it was out of print yet. I bought it right before that. Then the Jordan Peele show came out, and I think everybody tried to look it up, and dude, it goes for crazy money now.
The one film that I got for cheap, which goes for kind of crazy money, is Scrapbook, the first print of Scrapbook.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. Is it pretty extreme, or is it?
Oh yeah, it's mean. It's mean-spirited, man. It's really mean. I can't tell you much about it because it would ruin the experience for you, but definitely check it out.
Yeah,
grab it if you can.
Yeah.
Glenn, did you saw it, Glenn?
I haven't seen it, no, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's pretty mean-spirited. I mean.
Hey, yo, Will, speaking of mean-spirited, you keep up with Unearthed Films, right?
Yep.
Well, you can see in our back episodes, we're big fans of it. You've been keeping up with their Too Extreme for Mainstream line? They'd released that Gacy movie?
Like a Deep Web or something
Yeah. That's what I was asking. You getting that?
No, I didn't order it yet.
Man, have you seen their first entry into the line, that Gacy movie? What the hell is
Nope.
it called? Torment?
No, actually, B ripped it for me.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that one. But dude, that Deep Web XXX, dude, sounds pretty sick, man.
I just
Really?
think the fact it's an anthology.
Yeah, that's what got me hyped, dude. And the Deep Web always fascinates me too. So you know.
Kind
Yeah.
of reminiscent of VHS too, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
like
it's even half as good as
founding
VHS, I'll
some-
be down.
Finding some weird shit on old ass tapes, and I mean, I hope it's like that, but on the deep web, you know. Someone
Yeah.
stumble upon. I mean, I don't want something like unfriended deep web, you know.
Dude, are you a fan of found footage at all, or not really?
Mm. I'm a found footage fan when it's good, you know.
Dude, you
What
have
a-
to see the Fear footage, dude.
Sorry.
You have to
was that?
see a movie called The Fear Footage. It's badass, man.
That movie is genuinely terrifying.
The fear footage. I think I heard of it, but
It's
I
released
never
like
saw it.
independently, man. Like you know Turi, right? Turi Delamore
Yep.
from
The
22 Shots
Sauce
page.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was telling me about it, and he was telling me how freaky it was, and has this like clown story that was real freaky and whatever. But then I looked up the trailer, dude. The trailer will have you sold, guaranteed. Like when you get off this podcast, look up the trailer for the Fear footage, man. And dude, besides the Blair Witch franchise, it's my favorite found footage movie.
Speaking of, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I will check it out. Shout out to Uri and his sauce.
Yeah.
But
I've bought his sauce before. It's good, man. So shout out to the sauce.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. But I mean, not the kind of guy who's gonna order sauce off the internet.
No, I didn't order. They actually, dude, that sauce is legit, man. It's in public. A grocery store down here carries it.
Oh, hey, we don't have that in Quebec City, man. All
But
we
it
got
is- it is like-
ratchet cocaine bitches.
No, I think Florida has you beat on that.
But speaking of found footage, one I mean probably everyone knows about it, but that flick got a special place in my heart. It's atrocious, man. Atrocious. The
Atrocious,
Italian flick?
yeah. Yeah, dude,
Atrocious,
it's like that where you hear crying or something. Isn't it kind of like that Curse of La Llorona? Or are you talking about Atros, the Unearthed Films one?
No, not atroz.
You're talking about Atrocious from Bloody Selects?
Atrocious. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, isn't it like a girl, like if you hear a woman crying, she's coming to take you or something? It's like this like maze in the back of their house, or like
Yeah,
a
I
plant
don't remember
maze
that.
or something.
Honestly, I watched it recently, and I don't remember that whole woman crying thing. Maybe you're right, and I missed it, but it's pretty much
I remember
up
it
to
being
you.
pretty freaky, man.
yeah. Actually, it's really amazing. Found footage wise, it's definitely up my list.
Yeah, I have it.
Atrocious.
It's pretty good, man. I it's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember it being pretty good.
I remember I caught it on Netflix like years back, but I've seen the DVD around, but I've never picked it up. I should probably
It's worth
pick
it,
up.
man. It's pretty cheap on Amazon.ca. It's like $9.99 or something like that.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Well, since we're on the topic of found footage, we have to talk about found footage 3D.
Oh yeah, that was pretty dope, man. Did you see
That
that, Will, or
was-
no?
Nope,
Have you heard of it?
didn't see that one. Yep.
Yeah, it's like the first found footage movie that comes with 3D
In
glasses.
3D.
But dude,
I love it.
it's the best 3D I've seen with that, the red and blue glasses, like the old school 3D.
That's kind of becoming a sort of a gimmick, you know. These
Oh,
times
yeah.
around.
Yeah, but dude, it's done really well, man.
I might check that out. Really?
And I'm
It's
sure you
really-
could
it's
find.
really fun.
I'm sure you could find
I
it
mean,
real
it's
cheap.
better than Jaws 3D.
Oh, dude.
I don't know about that. I mean, it takes something special to beat Jaws 3D. I just love the fact that when they always make like the 3D movie, the third one.
Oh yeah, because it just fits so natural. Like Amityville 3D, the best
Yeah.
3D movie of all time.
Oh man.
Spy Kids 3D.
The probably the best 3D film I ever saw, which is a remake. That shit blew me away. Night of the Living Dead 3D. Check that out, guys. It's really fucking great.
I've never even seen it yet, but
you
from
got fucking Sid in it. I mean,
Yeah, Sid Egg just chewing the scenery.
is that movie actually as bad as people say it is?
oh dude, it's awful.
It's
I mean,
worse.
I'd rather have like diarrhea for 2 years than watch this shit, man. It's so fucking bad, man. It's really, 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 really bad.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it in theaters. It's really bad, really bad. I mean, I can't express how bad it is. Did I say it was bad? It's
Yeah.
fucking bad.
Oh man.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got one more question before I dip out. Y'all, for Will, you getting stoked for It Chapter 2, or you're not fully sold on the new It?
I would say I was. The first trailer hooked me that with the old granny. Anything.
Oh, dude, that was creepy
any-
as hell, dude.
Yeah. Anything about old granny and stuff like that. Oh, just to come back to the found footage talk, one of my all-time found footage film is The Taking of Deborah Logan,
Oh,
Which
dude.
has to do with
Yeah, I
you know,
remember that,
Brandy.
man. Dude, that's I don't want to give any spoilers away, dude, but that scene where she like detaches her jaw like a snake, dude. You know what I'm
Dude.
talking about, dude? Like swallowing a kid, bro.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was like, dude, that was chilling, bro. Like I remember I actually
Yeah.
had to get up and like pause it for a second. I was like, holy
Just kinda,
shit.
nope.
Yeah, it's rare I got to do that, dude. But that's imagery right there. Like creeped me out so much, dude. Just this old woman swallowing him whole.
The thing that got to me the most in this film is actually when she get out and she dig outside and she give that mean, evil fucking look to the chick who's
camera?
like, yeah,
Yeah, dude. That was a good movie. Shout out to
Yeah.
that movie because nobody talks about it.
oh yeah, absolutely. Like Megan is Missing is a good one too.
I haven't seen that one.
I've seen the end.
You've seen the barrel.
I've seen the barrel, and the barrel is horrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing a 14 years old down a barrel rotting,
Ooh.
pretty harsh.
Yeah. People always say you should show that movie to every teenager.
Damn, yeah, I may have to check
That's
that
kind
out.
of true, man. That's kind of
Yeah.
true.
I mean, honestly, just go on YouTube and type in, Megan is Missing barrel scene,
Damn.
and it's ugh.
You'll see what it's about.
Speaking
Yeah.
of decomposing in barrels, you got both y'all seen that Snowtown Murders?
No, I haven't heard anything
No,
about that.
I
Oh,
heard
no.
about it again, but
Dude, that's a shocking movie, man.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like a true story about some serial killer in Australia, but dude, like the way he latches onto this family and he has like his stepkids killing with him and they're like disposing of women in these barrels and stuff, dude. But dude, just it's such a grimy and disturbing movie. Like the neighbor comes over and babysits him and he's like an old man and dude, he's like taking pictures of them while they're naked.
Ugh.
And then the camera pans
So
over and
nasty.
the old man's naked taking pictures of it. Dude, it's such a grimy movie, man.
Yeah, that's wrong, man.
You could do a whole show on movies that make you want to take a shower after you.
Dude, that's what I've said. Like after that, I'm like, ugh. Like, dude, and yeah, man, you guys gotta see that if you're into just sickening, disturbing movies. And it's a serial killer movie, so.
That's reason enough.
Anyways,
You guys saw Carcinoma?
no, I wanted to order it. I'm not sure about it though.
It's really good. That's the kind of film who makes me want to shower.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The effects are pretty good on that.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's depressing. It's
Because I know
it's
Diabolic has like a limited slipcover edition of it.
yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. Yeah, is it? I want to see Cannibal though, man. His other film, dude, but it's so hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cannibal is pretty much out of print everywhere.
Oh yeah, that and I think the Guinea Pig set are the most sought after movies. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But the reason I had brought up that it is, I think me and Glenn are seeing it Thursday. I was say if you planned on seeing it soon, you could join in on our special for it.
When is that? Because I got my tickets for Friday, I think.
That's what I'm saying. We could record this Saturday, or you know what I mean, or either this Friday or Saturday or
Next
Sunday.
Yeah, I'd be down for it, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, just do
Yeah,
like a
for
whole
sure.
special, kind of brief discussing it one, and then do a whole kind of deep dive breakdown on it too.
Yeah, I'd be down for it for sure, man.
All right, dope, man. But
Tell me this: what's everyone's thought on the supposed supercut that they're talking about?
I wish they just released the whole director's cut on Blu-ray. You know what I mean? With the scenes everyone talks about or he says that are creepy and they had to cut out. I want that, and I want a commentary. Like, that's all I want.
Oh,
I don't
hell
need no
yeah.
super cut, blah, blah, blah. I just want a commentary on that bitch.
Supercut, 6
part-
hours long.
On my part, I'll believe it when I saw it, man.
I hope it does happen eventually, even if it's just like a Blu-ray release. But
I bet you it'll be like a box set when part 2... They'll probably release part 2 on Blu-ray in 4K. And then probably like a couple months later release a big deluxe set of both of them in one with multiple features and scenes.
And the original.
Yeah.
Probably.
Put everything in. Yeah, you know what? I'd buy it. I already own. I own the original on Blu-ray and on VHS. I'd take another Blu-ray copy. I have no
Yeah, you
problem
even
with
went and saw it. Yeah, Glenn saw it 1 in theaters again last month. Or this month,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it was in August.
Yeah, it had a limited run, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
I went and saw it one night only, and then it had I think it was about 12 minutes from part 2. Essentially, it had the entire Chinese restaurant scene, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it, man. I'm going to go see it Thursday night.
Yep, same here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
keep me updated, man. I would join you for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do it this weekend. But, yeah.
Y'all seen 47 meters down?
No, I still
I've
haven't
seen the original.
I've
seen the original.
one, Uncaged.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been hearing good stuff though.
I've heard the first one's amazing too, but for some reason I still haven't seen either of them.
I really love the first one. I
Yeah.
dug it, really.
Yeah.
The ending had me shitting my pants, really, man.
Yeah. Well, the ending is so like.
I never saw it
such
coming,
a
man.
no, and it's such a downer.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it's really-
You know,
oh,
yeah, you get to the ending and it's like, well, damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Good flick. Really good flick.
You don't get out of watching this movie with a big ass smile. So, I mean,
That's true. Well, unless you're like most of us and a little bit twisted.
you want to go swim and do something about it, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna go swim with the sharks.
Oh, absolutely, man. That ending was just too.
I know, it was like, oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those endings. It's almost like physically painful. You watch and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
All right, to all the people listening, hope y'all enjoyed our little podcast here. Like I said, I gotta go prepare for a hurricane, but yeah, we wanted y'all to get to know our homeboy